So name what? Did you say that
Uh,
already?
no, I said I had an idea for a name, but it lost. I lost
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
It is no longer a top of mind, as people say.
We got a new subscriber, by the way.
Oh, we
Nice.
did?
Uh-huh.
We have
Oh,
you to thank
yeah.
for that.
Cheers to the new subscriber. Thank you,
Cheers,
whoever you are.
cheers, cheers.
I'm on our Endless Ranters YouTube account, and then it's suggesting that I watch Strange Brew free
What's
with
that?
free with ads.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Strange Brew.
they have
Mackenzie.
a bunch of movies playing, and it's just like free with ads, and it's pretty cool actually.
I think they made a comeback recently. I don't know. It's one of those movies like Fletch or Caddyshack that informed my sensibilities back in the day. It's a weird
Strange
comedy.
Brew.
Yeah, it's like a weird
I don't
comedy
think I've ever
movie.
seen that. We're the same age. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, it's from Canada. One
Oh,
of the
okay.
few good things.
When did it come out? 80s?
Yeah, like it's got 1988 it says.
Okay.
No. That's not true.
83, Canadian comedy.
Yeah. This is 88 just in the little description, but I remember watching it before I was in high school.
I no longer trust the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rick Moranis. Is that his name?
Yep.
Honey, I
Yeah,
Shrunk the
I was
Kids?
trying to think of his
Okay.
name earlier. Couldn't.
It's actually
Yeah.
Moranis, but whatever.
Moranis, sorry. Moranis. Moranis. Oh, boy. The anus.
I
Should I make another drink?
mean, why not?
Mhm.
Are you drunk? Are you drinking?
I
Been off
am
for
having
3
one drink.
days.
Would you say you gave up booze for Lent?
I didn't.
Only today.
No.
I didn't even know Lent was happening. I don't believe in all this legalism.
That
Basically,
legally,
everything
religious
I don't,
legalese.
yeah, everything I don't like, I just
Avoid it.
toss into, I just dismiss under the category of legalism.
Oh.
Look it up.
Okay, I will. Should I look it up before tonight's pod? Is it coming legalism?
I hope not.
How am I this old?
You're not even that old. I just turned 51.
Happy birthday, Christopher.
Happy birthday.
Sunday, yeah. Yeah, I tell you, one of the best things you can do in life as you get older is like take your birthday off of all social media.
I saw that.
That
Yeah,
way you're not
good.
getting like, like you pinged like nonstop all day.
Nice. But then
If you have friends. I don't
Yeah.
assume.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, here's the man. If you have friends, but
Robbie.
yeah. So I get to
Oh,
go like
shit.
I get to spend my entire birthday where like only 3 people in the world wish me a happy birthday.
Aw. Your mom.
My mom, my sister. Oh, my kid. I got 5 people, my kids too.
I like that.
They get really excited for it.
I write people's birthdays on my calendar. So, if you would like to tell me it was Sunday, I'll put it on my calendar. And then next year I won't forget.
No, just
I'm old school like that. Hi,
No.
Robbie.
Hey,
Oh.
hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, Daddy-O?
Hey.
You been fighting the traffic?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
living in the burbs, man.
I know. I don't know. I kind of miss the city, but I kind of don't at the same time.
Yeah, kind of like
Being a dad.
the commute really takes a freaking chunk out of your life, doesn't it?
It does. It was about 45 to 50 minutes right now, and no traffic. Well,
Hey man, that's prime time video game hours,
yeah.
You could be playing Madden or Grand Theft Auto,
Grand Theft Madden, whatever.
that's a great idea, man. Or you feel like you can earn points to get like an Uzi on the field.
Oh, since we're talking about this is something
I feel like that's not something that the NFL would license, but
No, but tell me what you think about this. If I were a high level performing athlete of my choice, either basketball or hockey, I would go down in history.
Either one of
because those are
or hockey. Okay.
Okay, or also billiards, because those are like the 3 that, as far as like, those appeal to me, and I would want to go down in history.
Your background looks beautiful. Did you make posts for the stories?
I'm gonna do it right now.
And Manny's talking about billiards, basketball, and
hockey.
Hockey.
And how I would go down in history, or I'd like to go down in history as being as one of the most dirtiest players, but not like dirty in the sense that you're thinking where I aggressively attack my opponents. I'm thinking more, I attack them aggressively with my foul odors that my body would emit, farts, burps, BO. So like, here's the thing that I would do, right?
Actual
I would
dirty.
Dreadlocks.
Is that right?
Yes, dreadlocks. Yeah. So like, I would go weeks without bathing, like during the playing season. Then like at tip off, I'd either like let one rip or just like burp just as we're both jumping. So there'd be a lot of that going on, and just use that to my advantage. It's not like overdo it, but they'll just know it's like, oh, I don't want to go near this dirty fuck. And then just slowly garner that reputation of just literally being a fucking foul player.
What about your day-to-day life though? I mean, I feel like that'd be hard to like, game days one day a week. Obviously you're in practice a lot of the time, but then, maybe during the week you might want to.
They make cheese that smells real bad. Like I've heard, where you can wear a helmet made out of Limburger cheese.
Or I could like eat that cheese. I could eat kimchi. I could eat just like all types of food that like when I was sweating, all like that. Yeah, all that smell would just like be coming out of my pores as well as I sweat. So yeah, thank you for tipping me to that.
I'll tell you what, you want to time it right. I got a bag of pistachios for my birthday. I just destroyed them, like 3 pounds of pistachios.
Damn, a lot.
Now, like when you put that in your body, like once a year, it's like percolates, It's like creates pockets of air. So then we went to this nature preserve.
All right.
It wasn't my birthday party, but it was for one of my girls' friends' birthday parties.
Did anyone cry because they wanted to?
I don't know. I was just crop dusting the whole place. But it was outdoors, so it was like there's like animal displays and stuff, and I was like crop dusting that whole place, like foxes and like capybaras. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
these little mini Australian dogs or rats or like big rats or something. Deer. This place had deer in a cage.
That's
all crop dusted. Anyway.
Deer.
I'm going to call you the crop duster from now on.
You've done it. At the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Bill and I have been together for 15 years and he's never heard my butthole. So just saying.
Yeah, well,
one time.
Audible.
Not one
time. If you do it right, it's like no one in your party or your immediate family knows it even happened. It's like the poor
He's never smelled it either. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I handle all my stuff out the door.
It's the poor Indian family behind you, like 30 yards. Like they're the ones who are going to walk into that.
No.
Yeah, like, damn, this chicken to yoga? Damn.
No.
Chick's
maybe
doing
my
hot
sleep.
yoga.
I don't know. If you were like a bedmate, I don't know.
I think women strengthen those muscles
purposely to avoid that.
Like from early ages.
Kegels.
According to my girls, who are 5, it doesn't happen at 5. They think
it does not.
They think it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
We have a running joke in our home. It's like whoever does it, you just be like, you just say someone else's name.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, Daddy, or Daddy. It's like, is that funny? Anyway.
By the way,
my daughter. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, Quana, what's more embarrassing if Bill will tell you that you would sleep fart or snore?
I do snore, so there's no hiding it.
Okay.
I just snore. So, I mean,
he does
know that I dated a guy, and by dated, he spent the night at my house, and that happened, but it woke me up, and I never called him again. I ghosted him. And Bill, this was like in the 90s. Bill always says that like that dude is somewhere like what happened to her? He's like, because one, he didn't care, and two, he didn't hear it.
Hold on.
Like, that's all you. You just literally ghosted the dude because you did that in your sleep. Like, he didn't know.
Oh, you woke
and he
yourself
didn't
up
care.
and then you were
From sheer embarrassment.
So embarrassed that I never saw him again. Ghosted him. Yeah. So,
man.
You
Just-
ghosted
just-
before it was cool to
I
ghost.
know. I know.
I'm just thinking of those 2 or 3 times that chick never called me back. And like maybe
Maybe she
Mm,
farted in her
maybe
sleep.
she farted in her sleep.
So Bill said he's like, he has no idea. He ran into you today. He was like, what the F happened?
Oh my god.
Sad.
wow.
You know, it's sad.
Yep.
All because
That's
you ladies can't control yourselves
I know. Oh, so gross.
or get it out beforehand. You know what I mean? Like that's what we do. We like, I gotta go outside for a minute.
Go forward. Don't worry about it.
I heard something.
Gonna go check it out. Make sure everything's
Don't
okay. Just
worry
crop
about
dust in the whole yard.
Oh, speaking of neighbors, how's the neighbors going, Christopher?
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. Save it for the show. Hey, you
Okay.
you all done over there, Rob?
Space Rob.
All right, cool. Go ahead
Yeah.
and start recording the audio, Chris.
Call him Space Rob.
Ready.
I started a little earlier than I planned.
No, that's all good.
like-
Can we just tell Monkey's uncle that I don't eat soy, that it's 100% genetically modified in this country, and I haven't had it in at least 15
I get a little
years.
confused
There you go, Monk.
who's who.
Uh-huh.
That's, you know who that is. Rich.
Monkey's uncle is rich.
All right. So here we go. 3, 2.
Hmm?
Oh, my bad.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 142 of your Endless Ranters podcast. Thanks for listening, watching, and subscribing. We truly appreciate the support. My name is Chris, and I'm one of your hosts for this evening. The one and only Robbie Spotlight is back again. What up, Robbie?
What up, homies? How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Good, same old, living the dad life.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
La vida loca.
Oh yeah.
And I don't care what Don Lemon says. Here is a woman in her prime. It's Quana. How you doing?
Good. 49,
A little slow.
bitch.
Woo.
A little sl-
That's for Don Lemon, not you. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Like Adam said, eat a dick, Don Lemon.
Word.
That's what he said.
But he likes it, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. Eat a vagina.
it doesn't count.
And it's the man with the plan. It's producer Manny. What's going down, old man?
I'm just enjoying not observing Lent, being a filthy heathen.
Hmm.
I'm
Did you give up drumming for Lent?
I gave up religion for Lent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For 40 days. So it's
Uh,
like rum. It's like Rumspringer for you. I don't know if you're all
Yeah.
familiar with that term, but
It
I am.
Rump
yeah.
Shaker from Wreck and Effect. I'm familiar with that one.
Word,
All I
me
want to
too.
do is a zoom, a
Yeah.
zoom, a zoom, and a boom, boom.
Famous
Just
Amish
shake your
rappers.
Rob.
Famous Amish rappers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that
Hey,
where
the-
the Amish go into town and get dirty?
Yeah.
They
I
let
like that.
They go.
loose.
They go all boats and hoes
Love that. That
in the
show's
middle of
great.
Pennsylvania.
There's a show about that. It's so good. Love it.
Yeah. So, old man, how's drum life going?
So update last week or previous episode mentioned that there was a snare drum I found from a company called Welch Tuning Systems. They make this really cool tuning feature that I've yet to see in other drums. I finally was able to snag one of them and it's en route to me. Hopefully they don't launch the nukes prior to, its arrival, and then I'll let you know how everything else is going.
Yeah.
Skills are improving vastly. I am way more confident in my playing. Having a great time. I'll be uploading Quana's cover soon.
Love it. Moby Dick, bitch.
Yep.
Sorry, I'll quit saying that word. Bad word. Hi, Robbie. Your eyebrows white.
Is Robbie going all like Oompa Loompa on us again?
Yep.
Oompa loompa doopity doo.
Yeah, he's got a dead eye. It's okay.
It's the uncanny. It's the uncanny eye. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, that's creepy as fuck.
Robbie.
You need to stop that.
For the audio listeners, this is all more reasons for you to tune into the live streams and just see Robbie shenanigans. Oh man. What would you? I wonder how Sophie would react if you just hovered over her crib.
Oh, she would start crying. Oh no!
You do that stuff, your kids turn goth when they're 14, man.
Oh yeah, I don't want to mess her up.
Don't do that.
Good luck.
Yeah, join us on YouTube, everybody.
And hello to the new subscriber. So before we started the show, we were getting into Chris's personal life, and we decided, you know what? Grace us with what's been going on with the neighborhood drama.
Oh yeah,
that unfolded.
Oh, I don't know.
Updates.
I don't know. Well, you know,
throw hands.
Updates. I should say.
No, there hasn't really been anything really. Like I'm a man of my. When I say I don't care, I really don't care. You know, I don't know what's going on.
Oh wait, so the kid.
I got less annoying kids going on.
Oh, okay.
There's no annoying kids around here. I got a lot less annoying kids. You know, messing up my sound sphere. That's a word.
I like it.
A weekend sound sphere. Yeah, all's good here. I'm yeah. When I think about that episode, I'm thinking came out. Yeah, everything's good. Life is better.
Right on.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, it's amazing when you just cast away annoying people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
we don't care.
It's awesome.
You're like the guy from what's that office space? No, what is it called? Office Job.
The Office.
No, that movie where it's like, oh, it seems like you've missed a lot of work lately.
Oh yeah, Office Space. Yeah,
there you go.
Robbie, your eyes.
There's something to like be said about when you say I don't care. Like a lot of people say I don't care. This is a theme of my life. Like a lot of people say like I don't care, but you can tell they care by their tone. Like no.
Yeah, exactly.
I really don't care.
I always say that. Like, don't play the "we're not talking" game with me because we'll just literally never talk again.
Oh, you're.
Yeah.
Oh, the silent treatment. I really appreciate it.
I enjoy it.
That's not for me.
No,
I don't forget you existed.
We're becoming friends silently.
It's like more peace and serenity on my end. Sweet, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you choose to like, I mean, yeah, if you bring it up, like if that person is dwelling on it, oh, I hope so. Like I can tell you, I am not. Like I don't care. It's like my life's quieter. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I got one less kid like run around telling, you know, like just whatever. Anyway, my son's been gone at camp for a few days, but
how's he enjoying it? Did he kill any animals? You know, going on a hunt?
He came up with a black eye.
He got into a fist fight. All right, this is even more interesting.
Yeah.
He tried that. He said, because somebody told him he had to come up with a good story. He said he got hit by a bear. It's like
a cocaine bear. Was it a coke bear? By the way, I did watch that movie.
I wish that's what kind of camp he went to. No, we went to a science camp.
Oh, okay.
Where there's like, well, the reason for the blood, the purple's tone in your skin is because of the blood capillaries. I went to a science camp. I guess, no, he didn't. He got hit by a swing.
That just means he was having fun.
Yeah, he had fun. One of his friends got kicked out of camp on the first day.
Ooh, what'd he do?
For what?
Yeah, seriously. Talk about setting a record.
Did he say all lives matter?
I hope so. I really don't know what happened. I'll tell you what happened according to an 11-year-old who has really poor discernment skills, you know, like
here we go. Endless Ranters is playing telephone.
Yeah, not a real good grasp on reality at times.
All right.
He said that his friend got sent home for pretend fighting with someone else. All they were doing was pretend fighting, and they got sent home. One of the stories was that one of the kids, his dad wasn't even in town. It was on a business trip. And had to fly.
Go get cigarettes
and had to fly. and had to fly like 7 hours home. That's when I knew. I was like, oh, you kids don't know anything about what happened.
Yeah.
This is all folklore.
This sounds like a fever dream.
This is like Paul Bunyan territory. Yeah. Like he probably got like the flu or like tested positive for COVID, had to go home.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, how would kid in this day and age in 2023 where they don't tell you anything, like your kid can get assaulted at school. They won't even tell you who did it, or they won't even tell you it happened. But like that, my son is going to know that this kid that got kicked out of school, his dad was like how long a plane ride he had to take to get home to come to pick his son up from camp on the first day. Like, yeah, I don't know what happened.
Maybe he got scared and he had to go home.
It's so much more likely that like two kids got really homesick and they made up a story.
Yeah.
Just to seem cooler than
like one kid brought out a pair of nunchucks and the other kid had a pair of brass knuckles.
One had a stiletto.
Yeah.
I was the mom that always went to like the kids' school and helped in the classroom, but I knew that like on that sleepover trip where they go away for a long time, that I would be like a disservice to the campers. Like I would be the one that was scared of the rope swing. So I stayed home. And my daughter, I think she had a way better time. Like she was, adventurous and did things. So I'm glad he got to experience it, even if he got a black eye. I'm sure it's fun.
Oh, he had a great time.
Yeah.
Did he conduct any experiments?
I don't know. I didn't really ask about that.
Science camp?
He just kept telling me that his friends got kicked out of camp for pretend fighting, and I was like, that sounds like a pretty lame camp.
Yeah.
Sounds like it won't instill any grit in them.
No grit.
Originally, I was supposed to chaperone, but I think like some like
word got out about your hostile.
Oh yeah, they saw the show.
Yeah.
I hope not. I do get that feeling sometimes from a teacher or two, like just the vibe, like they feel like I don't respect their authority. It's like, oh, how do they know that?
Yeah,
but no,
it's in your tone, Christopher. It's all in the tone.
Probably the music I play in the mornings. It's gonna pull up the carpool and drop them all off.
Isn't that what Ace says though? That you don't want to be the one that's there, like the one that's invited or the one volunteering. Yeah. Like it's better.
I did, but like they said I missed an email or something. I was kind of relieved, to be honest with you.
Yeah, good.
I think
get a
I don't really
check.
like, huh?
You have to get a full background check. You have to be like one of those parents that's like certified to be in the classroom and all of the things.
I'm one of those. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Like I've said it before. I've lived my life in fear of jail.
No. I'm just saying like there's you have to be certified. So if you aren't a parent that's like one of those people, then you have to actually get fingerprinted, and there might be a time frame in the week that you couldn't have done it.
I don't think we need to get fingerprinted, but I think we need to get a background check. I've done it before because now, like, to get into your kid's school to like go have lunch with them, you have to have a background check.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
The times they are changing.
Unless you're a superintendent of a school district, then you can just,
do what you like.
Yeah, then
does the background check
pretend like you're a Roman citizen, like.
Does the background check include checking your Twitter profile picture for anime profile pictures?
There was a time where I tried to like remove my email, like my my real life email from all my social media, but I'm not sure if I did it ever. Could be remnants, but I don't really care. Yeah, that's good. Like that's the whole like thing of like,
this is me. Imagine having the name Quana.
Pick another kid. Pick another kid to like try to pull your games on people.
Yeah.
Robbie, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, I do. And don't get me started on teachers either, because can I tell you guys? I didn't really tell. I haven't really chatted.
You can tell us anything.
Wait, hold on. I had to check with Quana. Is the floor open for questions, Quana?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. About a week ago, we were having a dinner with the family, and then and my parents, and the 8-year-old is there, and I said, oh, by the way, I told my parents, I don't know if I told you guys, but he was freaking out. I think I did last Friday. Oh, mom, I can't find my T-shirt, that has the colors of Kenya, because
Yeah, man.
that's what he was supposed to wear. So whatever. I think finally he found something. Okay, great. So I said, oh, by the way, what are the colors of Kenya? The Kenyan flag colors. He goes, black, red, white, and I don't know, green, something like that. And then I said, okay, cool. I said, oh, also, can you tell us what the U.S. flag colors are? He goes, uh, blue. Uh, I'm like, don't. I just
Come on, he has to be trolling you.
no, he was not. I
Rob broke the
promise you.
table.
I promise you, he was not.
Yeah, I don't think it says ingrained.
I felt like going to the school and like strangling a teacher. Like, really, guys, we're like, shouldn't that be the first flag you want to learn? He was not trolling me. He was not trolling me. I
Yeah, I
don't
know
what
it's like I'll be honest with you. Like, I know it's like something that is like instilled, drilled into, like people would call it brainwashed, whatever. Like that's something
Yeah,
just
sure.
like it was like drilled into you when you were younger, like my generation, many
Mm-hmm.
generations after me. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think it is anymore. I don't think teachers come to school every day like thinking about that. They feel like it's already there, so why reinforce it?
Like, why teach kids, right? I already know it. Why teach these, dumb kids?
Do
I don't
they
know.
even have an American flag in the classroom? Because I mean, my kids pledged allegiance every morning. So, I mean, you would at least know the colors of it.
True. We used to do the Pledge of Allegiance back in the 4th and 5th grade, but our teacher then was a Vietnam vet. So I think he was really into it, which is fine with
Mhm.
me. And that
Right.
was the only time, but I learned it. I mean, I feel like we should learn it at least once, and kind of focus on it once during elementary school. And we don't have to shove it down their throats, but
Well,
just
all
know it.
these geniuses, all these social scientists that think that we can just be a nation of 330 million people that all think something different and everything's
Yeah.
going to go well. Okay. Good luck, because you're going to be the first ones that get dragged from their homes, because you're you're just way off. Like, I don't know. They feel like everything could be like, well, we're good. So now we can get into like all these details and all this minutia, and like,
Yeah.
we don't have to cover the basics anymore. We don't have to cover how to tie your shoes because we got Velcro.
Oh, dude, seriously. No, I'm not kidding. I tell my wife, like, what are we learning in school? Can we learn the basics? Right now, the 16-year-old, this coming week is going to be another career week where he's supposed to go with someone for the week to kind
Be
of,
like community
That just
organizer.
happened
You
last
should-
month.
Oh,
Is
God
it every
damn
month?
it. Robbie.
Dude.
You gotta be like, you gotta go in there and be like, have him be like, my dad, my whatever,
Yeah.
is a community activist.
Yeah.
Go in there
Yeah.
and just get all, just every color, flag, whatever, every under the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Just start like, maracas, even maracas too.
Maracas, yeah.
Like symbols, like
Yeah.
No.
Rima, andale. Oh, I'll get an A+. He'll get an A+.
go all, go all militant.
Yeah.
Be like, start
Yeah.
talking about like,
Plymouth
What a-
Rock.
yeah, like, I was thinking like, what's like the, where they're like, I'm not sure, I'm being honest here. Like, you got like Mayans, you got Incans. What was in between?
There's
What kind of
Aztecs.
badass shit were they up to? Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Che Guevara.
man.
There you go. You know what? I'm gonna
They had
give him
some
a
real
check.
aggressive looking birds and stuff too.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, I think the big ones, and don't all the natives out there, don't get mad at me, but the big ones are, Mayans or the Latin native ones, right? The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Incans, and there's some other ones, but those are like the ones we know more of, which as civilizations and cultures and all that stuff, It's cool
Yeah,
to
man.
learn. I feel like it's cool to learn, right? It's cool to learn.
Should be like,
It's-
this is the count. This is our calendar.
yeah.
And this is the part of the calendar when we decided it was roundup time.
Yeah.
So we would, do sacrifices and stuff.
Yeah. Sacrifices.
Like
yeah.
we get real. Like we keep it real. That's the whole point of your whole thing would be like keeping it real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can
Just,
keep it real.
food for thought.
Well,
or move to Texas.
yeah. I
I
can
don't
do
know.
one of
I don't know
those.
what I would do, man. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. Like you always send us messages throughout the week of like all these weird things that you're.
It pisses me off.
It's so wild, like how dramatically schools changed. Apparently, I mean, it just seems weird.
Well, he's
Yeah.
living. You're in the epicenter too.
I know.
I am.
You got like the perfect age kids.
Yeah.
And you're in the epicenter of.
Yo, one thing that trips me out is one of my close friends. He has two daughters that they're in middle school, attending the same high school, the same school that we did growing up. Apparently, kids now, there's students at the school now with tattoos. I'm just like, yo, I never saw any of my fucking peers, classmates with tattoos.
Yeah.
I
thought it was like
what?
18 and over,
Nah, not anymore. Like as
Yeah.
long as you have, your parents that go with you or give their consent, like tat them up. I don't give a fuck.
Saw that
Mhm.
a little bit when Kylie was in high school and she graduated in 2014. That there was like a kid that had a tattoo, but that was in high school. Like, so I guess that makes sense that,
That was like
in 10 years it's gone.
Once you can
middle
drive, you can
school.
drive yourself to a tattoo parlor. I mean, that's
Uh-huh.
That's
I
wild.
don't
But you
know.
can't drive in middle school. That's wild, Manny. That's young. How old are middle schoolers? They're like 12 or 13, right?
13?
yeah,
13, something like that. 12 to
yeah, 12 to 15.
15.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a perfect time to make a life decision that stays on your body till a couple weeks after you're dead.
Oh, exactly.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, weren't we talking? You guys were talking. I mean, I joined in late, but a week or two ago about age of consent, right? It's weird how different states.
Whoa, man, where are you taking this one now?
No, what I'm saying is like, how you have to be 18 for this, 21 for that, 25 for this. Like, I don't know. Should we all, should they take a test and like, oh, this is my maturity level? I don't know. I really don't know. It's weird how different ages for this and that and this and that and this and that.
I don't think it'd be that it would be that easily applicable across the board because there'd be certain people that would rationalize things.
Oh, they would, yeah.
And there'd be a different metric for them to rationalize their decision, even if it's something against their detriment. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something just like it's like useless, but I don't know. How did things like this get regulated 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000 years ago? Like families.
Yeah, back then it was like
Like you don't need a test, like a standardized test from your school district or government to like be like this kid's a little slow, or this is a little fast, or like this kid needs extra supervision.
It'd be a slippery
Yeah.
slope, man. Everyone would be tested to do anything now. Oh shit, my fucking fake ass chain broke. Oh well.
Oh no. The
Oh,
facade is
no.
gone.
I know.
Yeah.
What?
The
Dude, you didn't have
emperor
to say
has
fake,
no
man.
You're not a high rolling rapper producer.
I thought you were a
like,
kept man with a MILF with a. I'm not even going to say what I thought about her. Damn.
In
That's
her
all right.
prime.
you know what, Robbie? Never mind. Just let your kids join the cult.
yeah,
There's no
the-
hope. There's no hope anymore.
Oh, okay. I want to make a poll. A monkey's uncle. It was just landowners that got to do anything back in the day. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. All my righty friends, I'm sure they'll tell me I'd like recommendations. What can I recommend? Like, what book can I recommend to a 16, 17-year-old for him to read that can motivate and kind of teach him? Obviously, you teach him at home, but the righties will say Jordan Peterson, I think. would the lefties say? What would they say? Who's the motivational on their end, and what is, I don't know, what are they? Is there
Whoopi
like
Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg? That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know.
The View box set.
The View.
I don't know. White fragility.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know, man. You guys are living you're living in a weird space, because it's like, it's weird.
I am looking for a book to motivate and kind of, like, hey, this is where we should be at. This is what, I don't know. Obviously, I was thinking in 50 years we'll be chicks. I'm not even kidding. I have it with me in the kitchen.
50 years of gray, or what's that?
50 Shades of Gray.
50 Shades of Gray, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, better than the ones that they're offering on Amazon. How to be a 13-year-old lover.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Wait, what?
I got something for you here, just in Texas.
All right, what's going on?
I think it was a week and a half ago. I got or no, I didn't get anything. So the local police department made a Facebook post that said reminder for parents, and it was like this warning, warning about how like middle school kids were like, it was a warning about sending nude pictures of yourself to other kids is illegal. So it's like a warning, like, parents, remind your kids that are middle school age, like, to stop sending, pictures of themselves.
Oh yeah,
other middle school students. And it's like,
yeah,
wow. And then that was pretty disturbing to see that, to be like, the police department decided it was a good use of their time to warn parents that kids in middle school were sending dick pics and like titty pics to each other. Like,
yeah.
But that was pretty scary. So it's like, what's the difference between that kind of shit going on?
Yeah.
In my schools in a conservative area and the kind of like whack job stuff that they're trying to put on your kids in your area. Like, man, it's all gone fucking pear-shaped, But anyway, like, the scariest part of that was that the comments that some of the moms were chiming in on underneath this police department post, like, this happened to my school, it happened to my school, like, like happened to my school, and they tried to cover it up. Like, it's just like a lot of like really like, maybe they're like just this, just like insinuating that like there's bad stuff going on and the teachers don't care, like the school doesn't care. It's like enough to where it's like, man, this lady must have seen something. Like,
I believe it, right? I believe it. It's sad, but with everyone has cell phones now, after once you're like 13, this is what pisses me off. You're still dropping your kids off to school, but they get cell phones. Like, what do you need your cell phone for?
It gets worse. It gets worse.
Yeah. And then they're exchanging pictures, and these girls with the low self-esteem are sending them pictures, and the guys also same thing.
There's girls with low self-esteem, and they're like trying to like,
girls with low self-esteem, and they're 13 with huge boobs.
It's a crazy. I mean, I don't care. Before there were phone, don't forget that in the Middle Ages, like in the 70s and 80s, before there were cell phones, like, I went through puberty, and it's like, it's a wild time. It's a wild time, whether you have a phone or not. So you just have crazy things going on. You don't need a monitor or like a TV to like make you think crazy thoughts when you're that age. You're going through that. So the scary thing, but it gets worse, because then it's like, then you see these articles where there are books in schools, in middle schools, that teach children about sexting and like how to crop out identifiable features when you send nudes to each other. Like, so
who's
on one hand, like, this is just, I'm not even saying like right or like, I'm not passing judgment right or wrong. Like, it's puberty, it's a wild time, but like it's a weird time where we have police departments warning parents that if your kids, minors, send pictures of themselves to each other, to other minors, that's a crime. That will that'll get your kid on a list
Oh yeah.
Well, when
That'll
when
get
my
your
kids
kid
were
knocking
little,
on doors, and at the same time, you have school boards allowing books that describe sexting
It's like, what's
and
going on?
and actually give minor children advice on how to sext and send nude pics to each other. But that same school board would also be required by law in almost everywhere. If that happened and a 14-year-old sent a 14-year-old a picture like that, and they found out about it, they would also have to, that's a crime. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying like they're the police department sending you, don't do this, or it's a crime. The school board saying, here's a book that shows you how to do this. It's like, man, we're just like, it's over. It's over, isn't it? It's crazy.
What were you gonna say, Quana?
Yeah.
I met with the parents. I had that happen. A girl, when my son was in the 7th grade, so he was like 12, she sent these huge, gigantic boobs, and she was like wearing this really nice bra and panty set. And I was like horrified. I took away his eye touch, which my friend labeled it I touched myself. And I went and I met with the mom, and she was like, I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I was like, your daughter's 12. Like, I can see her full body here. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, maybe that is why the police or the teachers have to. I mean, I don't think the teachers should be telling them how to do it, but
I have friends from high school that are like posting pictures of their daughters. That's weird. I don't know. I mean, I know the feeling because they're just very proud.
right.
Like, that their daughters are like becoming like powerful women or whatever. It's like, man.
Yeah. And girls are developing so much sooner now because of the milk, like because of actual milk, like they're developing sooner, like, 11 and 12 years old, they're developed.
That's what happens when you let dudes like Manny and Rob like start like deciding what goes into baby formula.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like enhancers and whatnot.
I just deliver the stuff. I don't force it down people's throats.
I just bought
Yeah, it's
baby
weird.
formula
It's like,
on my break today.
yeah, it is strange to me that like women or like society in general, like, but like, who's freaking out the most, like, are worried about these things happening. And it's like, you've been putting out some crazy stuff. Like, you've been dressing your daughters like Barbie skanks and John Benet Ramsey for like decades. And like, you're
I saw a
wondering,
10-year-old today dressed so crazy for her birthday photo shoot. She's wearing a half shirt and like these tight pants with a flare. She's 10 for her
you gotta
birthday
live.
photo shoot.
I feel like, and again, like I say families, but I feel like 1,000 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, like families realized like, no, like there's a bunch of fucking weirdos out there.
Yeah.
You keep your kids covered up until you can't, like,
Yes.
until they're bigger than you and you just can't physically do it anymore.
Exactly.
Because there's a bunch of damn weirdos out there.
Oh, a whole bunch.
My best friend put her baby up, and she had a really pretty baby, and like her 6-month photo, she stopped taking her pictures on the internet, and I asked her why, and someone had stole the baby's pictures and was using them in some weird way, and she's like, I'm just never going to put her on the internet, like, ever.
Yeah.
And she hasn't in 13 years.
I don't know what, like, I'm from
if
an
I were a parent,
era.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm from an era where like you didn't do that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
my parents didn't do that, so I'm not going to do that, whether or not I have the capability to do that or not. But yeah, I guess some people like my age are just like, well, Facebook's there for a reason.
Here's my kids.
Photo blast. Like, here's all my photos. Here's everything.
Yeah.
Here's let me just link my entire camera roll.
I've, as some of you guys have noticed, I'll post pictures and videos of my baby daughter, but I've thought about it. You never know what kind of freaks, like my Instagram, I've got my Instagram, my personal Instagram that I keep private, and then sometimes I'll share it to close friends and that sort of thing. But whenever I see someone that's following me that I don't recognize, I'm like, I don't know who the hell you are. Today I deleted like 5 people. I don't know who you are, so I'm gonna delete. Like, I'm
Dad
private.
mode.
You're gone. I don't know who you are. And sometimes what I'll do is if you follow me, I'll click on follow. I'll follow you. And then if like a day later it still says follow and you haven't accepted, I'm just gonna go ahead and unfollow you because either you're either a bot or you want to be just kind of watching and whatever.
That chick in the bikini that followed you is not real.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, these bots, they're pretty realistic.
They're tricky.
Days.
They're tricky, I tell you.
Yeah.
Tricky.
It's like they know us.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It's funny. I was watching a video online with Rogan and with Bill Burr when Bill Burr was on Rogan, not I guess a few months ago, and they showed a video of this I don't know, this guy kind of sort of attacked this young teenage girl or whatever, and I think the dad kind of showed up and got in between them and pushed the guy or something, and then Rogan goes, oh, if that were my daughter, I'd be wearing a yellow jumpsuit right now. And then he got kind of very serious, and Bill Burr goes, dude, you went to a dark place right now. And he's like, yeah, I do that a lot. But yeah, I don't know. I think
why is that a dark place?
Well, it's dark, but it's a necessary place, I guess. Well, it shouldn't have to be necessary, but it's a place where a dad of especially a girl.
We have labeled human emotions, like human, like survival, as dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's the reality of it. I mean, it's a very visceral reaction to have.
Very strange. Yeah. Like, yeah.
I think any parent would react in a very, in the similar fashion if their kids were harmed. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah. Like I will. Yeah.
Well, there's Michael Yo has a joke. I was watching a video also. I wanted to post it. He goes, when the doctor gave me handed me my son, I saw the kid and I said, I don't even know this kid, but I would die for this kid. I would die for my son. And then when the doctor handed me my daughter, I said, I would kill for her. So I think it could be a little different. And I can see that because, the girls, especially young girls, are more, I don't know. I don't want to say more innocent because both boys and girls are innocent, but I don't know, something different, but I can see that.
I think when you don't have kids yet and you watch movies, you can kind of like, there's a human part of it where like you feel like when someone takes someone's child, you're like, yeah. Like like there's like an instinct there, even if you don't have kids. But then when you do, it's like, it's just like, oh man, I'll go to prison. I'll go to prison any day. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I think that's honestly, I think that's a rare thing. It sure seems like a lot of folks like the judicial system to like run its course for years and years and years over their kids. It's like, oh no, like now your system can run its course over me.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna get swift justice.
Well, speaking of swift justice, what do you guys think of this? Because I've thought about this sometimes, and I know it sounds savage, but going to Guatemala and visiting, or even different places of Latin America, sometimes they still sometimes will lynch people if they catch a person, this person raped this so-and-so, or even this person stole from here, was stealing. And then they'll, I guess if the police don't act, quick enough, the town will go get them and they'll drag them through the town, depending on the crime. Sometimes they'll burn them. Sometimes these are the small towns where they don't have a lot of order and stuff. It's not the big cities and stuff. But I've thought to myself in the past, this is before having a kid, swift justice, like would I be capable of actually doing something like that? What if they did something extremely wrong to a loved one? Would I just, like you said, judicial system? All right, cops, arrest them. Go through years, boo, 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 blah, da, da, da. Or, hey, townsfolk, get him, blah, blah. Do you want to be as savage as that person?
I'll tell you what, like, you ask yourself that question in advance and you're just like, yeah, I would. So it's like, I live my life like I got to make sure my kids never get in that situation because I don't know, like, if I get, I got to, like, and I think, like, hear me out here. Like like the Muslims, like that Sharia law stuff where they're just like, you got to keep your like I mean, it's taken to the extreme, but like I think they've like really got into this whole thing. Like, I don't ever want that to happen, because if it happens, I'm gonna have to go freaking berserker on somebody.
Sure. Yeah.
So I better make sure that like my girls are never alone with a boy. Like,
It kind of, yeah.
like I gotta real like, cause like, I don't know. There's something very like, I don't agree with it. Like, that's not cool. Like, it's not okay to make that kind of stuff legal. We're having like that kind of theocratic society, but like, I kind of get where they're coming from with the whole like really protective, like, no, I can't let that happen.
Mhm.
Can't like, got to prevent those situations from happening so that I can so that I don't have to like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like me, throughout my childhood, I used to go, especially I had a best friend, sleepovers. I used to sleep over his house all the time. Nothing, thankfully ever happened to me. Not that, there was a
Yeah, you were
risk of that.
25. It was innocent. It's not a big deal.
Though it was the first time I slept with the girl. I'll tell you why and how. His older sister, one time I shared a bed with her, and then I count that technically as the first time, but we were, back to back. I don't know why they stuck me in bed with her, but she was the pretty older sister, but I was facing that way, she was facing this way, and she was like 6 years older than me. I don't know. I was like 6 years. No, I was like 5 or 6. And she was like, I don't know, 10, maybe 11. I don't know, which is weird. It is kind of weird. I could have slept on the couch. But
I got my finger on the 7-second delay button. I don't know what's about to come out here.
I don't know. I'm the victim in this, this scenario.
Oh, clearly.
Oh boy.
But oh no, she well,
Yeah.
what's funny?
Don't let your kids sleep over.
No,
Just period. Don't let your kids sleep over.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
Make your house the house where kids sleep.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I've seen more and more now. It's now that I read more kind of parent stuff. I've seen a lot of people that say, no, I don't. Even if you sound like a prude, or you're so strict or whatever, no, it's okay. I'll go to the house, we'll hang out, play date, whatever, because you don't know what kind of parents, you don't know what kind of older brothers, or even not as much, but older sisters or whatever. No, a monkey's uncle. I did not drop a digit, but maybe 10, 12 years later, I could have, once we were
he was asking if she dropped one on you.
Yeah, no, there was no digits, no digits.
Digits dropped.
No digits dropped. No.
Oh,
No.
wow.
We did hang out later on. She ended up marrying a cop. But yeah, no digits.
Bro, why would you tell that story? He's gonna track you down and beat the shit out of you one day.
But what's funny is my friend, later on we would go out and hang out and go to whatever places. One time he had a few drinks. He was a little too much, and he goes, "You only hang out with me because of my sister, because you like my sister." I'm like, I kind of got a point there, but I don't know. We're good friends. Yeah, but no, sorry, monkey's uncle. But yeah, you never know. You never know what kind of people are there. You don't know. So yeah, you got to be careful.
That's what I told you. Tell her that she can blame you. Her dad is crazy. I mean, that's fine.
sure.
Be crazy. Mike, I always said you can blame me. I'm crazy. Tell him your mom's crazy.
And I don't know about you, Chris, but I've seen more and more these videos where people will say, if you want to mess it up for the guy that, later on when she's 18, 16, 21, 22 or whatever, and you want her to be like strong and then not take, the first guy that comes to her or whatever, treat your daughter like with the most respect, like, like a princess, love her and give her things and show her, etc., show her to be strong. That way, when this, bozo comes in, with the, showing half his ass, his pants are sagging, no job,
like a teddy bear helmet on.
Yeah, exactly. She's gonna know that she has standards for the man that she's gonna want to be with. And if she sees some douchebag, she's gonna be like, no, my dad taught me, no, you're no good for me.
Yeah.
I've got standards, you know.
Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. Yeah. I
So
think setting
hopefully,
an example as
Yeah.
a parent is the best thing, but it's both the mom and the dad, you know, like
sure,
it's
yeah,
I think a lot of times we talk about either or, but it's like it really is both. It's like, you know,
yeah, because you don't want to confuse the
dad's got to
child
be
either.
like the dad's got to be like just, you know, like irrationally confident and irrationally like, you know, like even though like, you know, this man cannot really guarantee your safety 100%. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he's gonna have to say it, you know, and claim it.
Oh yeah.
You'll believe it. It's like, but
Mhm.
you know, I don't know. And then the mom is like, you know, it's got to like, you know, like kind of instill like a tenderness or like a, I don't know, like a different
Yeah.
emotion or mm,
I don't know.
I don't know what you call it, like a different something into the kid. Like it takes it's teamwork, you know.
I have a feeling that I'm going to be the tender one out of both of us, both of the parents. I have a feeling, but I don't know about you, Quana. I don't know. Your situation might have been different, you know, with the dad and everything like that. But do you or Chris, do you guys agree? The dad is usually sweet, tougher on the son, and then like sweeter on the girl, right? And I don't know if the
Big time.
mom is the
Yeah,
other way
totally.
around, right? The mom is super sweet with the. I don't know if she's super sweet with the boy, and then a little tougher with the girl. Maybe because you're.
Yeah, I try to fight that because I'm like, I'm always telling my son what he's doing wrong.
Always
Yeah.
telling him to
No,
check his
I shouldn't
stance.
say always, but I'm
Mm.
like 50, I try to say like 50-50.
Yeah.
Like you're a badass. Like there's nobody that can take you.
Yeah.
But then the other half, it's like, I don't know, man. Like there's pretty I don't know. Like,
Way to send the mixed signals, man.
I've seen you cry in the last 6 months. It's like, it's iffy. It's
Like,
iffy.
shut up, Dad.
But like
Yeah.
with my girls, it's just like, you are so powerful. Like no one can stop you ever. Like I instill in them the most irrational sense of confidence you could ever imagine. But as I was saying, my wife and I, we went to dinner for my birthday and we were talking about this last weekend. And she was saying that like she understood where I was coming from, but she also said, you realize women need to cultivate a softer side too, like, or else you're like, do you want her to be like a total hard ass on your grandson? Like if she has a grandson or like grandchildren, you need like it's not that simple. Like there's a really, I don't know, there's like a weird mixture going on of like, those qualities that you instill in your kids, like the soft side, a tough side, boys and girls.
But
She
don't you
was
think
saying
as
like,
they grow up,
she was saying like you're instilling in your girls and our daughters like the toughest, like just kick ass, like you're the alpha. But at the same time, she was like, you know, that like most men aren't really looking for an alpha in a mate. Like they're looking for different qualities. So and my, you know, she's a lot smart. She understands these complexities of the world. So she was like, you know, I want to kind of, you know, like she's gonna wind up marrying some, like a soft douchebag or something, you know, because she's like, she's
Some
like,
soy boy.
yeah, exactly. Like some dude trying to bring her home cricket meat.
What were you
Yeah.
gonna say, Quana?
that you, I'm sure Christopher is already seeing it. He's mentioned it. His girls, that even though they're twins, they're so different. That your
Mhm.
children are literally born who they are, and that you're just really
Yeah.
kind of there to teach them really good manners, to teach them right from wrong. But you'll see as the personality develops, like one is going to be, you know, they're going to be who they're going to be. Like Kylie's always been headstrong, like super, like she ran for vice president of her school when she was in 4th grade. Like she just has like these bold notions, and like that's just that's not from me, it's not from our dad, like that's not taught, that's just She's bold.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think you'll see that. Yes, you have to protect her, but you'll
It's like
see her little personality come out.
Instill confidence, but get out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
Like instill values, confidence, like
manners, values, confidence,
grit.
And then when you notice
But,
like their traits or whatever that sets them apart, just be like, and then you could hone them and be like, this is how you could take advantage of what you got.
Yes.
Okay, Chris. Speaking of values and speaking of growing up and kind of learning and all that stuff. So lately I've been my wife. There's a parking garage. My wife she parks at the corner of her job, right? So we park there. I walk her to her door. Then I walk about, I don't know, 6 blocks to my job. We get to work around 5:30 a.m., something like that. By the time I'm walking to work, there's already enough people walking around, construction people and stuff like that. So it's all good. But a couple early mornings ago, I was walking, and then I kind of turned to her opposite side, the side closer to the street on the sidewalk, on her left hand side. And then she looks at me. She kind of snickers, and she goes, Latino guys, what's up with Latino guys and going to the, moving to the side closer to the street when they're walking with the lady. I'm like, I don't know, it's what I learned, and it's part of. I said it's, you want to. I guess it comes from protecting the woman and stuff like that. But I thought she thought it was kind of funny. But in my mind, I'm like, I kind of went off on, well, don't you want me to be a gentleman? Don't you want me to be a chivalrous? Hello, I mean, she wasn't complaining, but she found it kind of surprising about that. And I don't see what's wrong. It's traditional, I guess. And then I went off on how growing up, I saw a lot of the nice guys, and a lot of the times throughout my life, I was the nice guy. And then the nice guys obviously would finish last back in the day. And then the good girls would go out with these, douchebags, no job, or I don't know what kind of job, and treated them whatever way, et cetera, et cetera. And then the idiot nice guys are just waiting at home, waiting for her to finally get sick of the guy. Right.
Sip.
Yeah, exactly. So then that's kind of I don't know. It just kind of it turns people that could be gentlemen into a little more douchey. Because I'm like, I told her, I said, I guess you ladies just like to be kind of treated a little, I don't know, rudely, maybe manhandled a little bit. I don't know what you like.
It's a weird society where there are no, like, there's no longer roles. Like we want to pretend like there's no roles. Like there's no, like in a movie you cast.
That's how you foment so much fucking debate and confusion amongst one another.
It's like in movies when a casting director is like has very clear marching orders for what roles they're trying to fill. It's like we try to pretend like in real life that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
That like men and women and like the masculine and feminine aren't trying to instill like equally important roles in children. Like
that's why I hesitate opening doors for people. My wife, no, but I kind of hesitate, like especially women. Because sometimes you do get the like, I can do it. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Personally for me, I will never hold a door open for an effeminate man.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's a no.
It's like I look at their shoes, I'm like, no.
Yeah. Are those wingtip?
Does she not understand what the role is on why you're on the outside? Like that it's in case a car hits you first?
Everybody's confused. Yeah, like
chivalrous. It's so chivalrous. That's the most.
It's like
chivalrous.
If you boil it down to its like most primal, like the thoughts. It's like, like I'm holding your hand as I walk down the street. Why am I doing that? Because there's a threat. What's the threat? A car.
Yeah.
What side is the threat on? It's on the left side. Okay, I'm going to hold you on my right side. Like this is like basic stuff for a man. And when it is very frustrating, I guess, if I was to take the man side. It's very frustrating in this world where women don't like pretend like they don't get that.
Yeah.
It's like y'all know there's a threat. Like you know it, every one of you. Like, but like you pretend like
I would be mad if a man
That's
didn't
weird.
walk on the outside. My dad taught me that you should be mad if a man doesn't walk there. So teach your daughter so that your daughter knows that the man should walk there. And if he doesn't, that's not the quality of man that you want to have in your life.
It's so simple. I feel
good.
it's like
It's
so
good.
simple. It's not difficult to do. There's certain things that I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I do find one thing that something gentlemanly I find kind of weird is, when you hold the seat for the lady and push it in. I'm like, I don't that's not my thing real quick. I mean, not real quick, but that's not really my thing. Because I don't get it. Like pushing okay, go ahead. Now sit down and I'm going to push the chair. Like when you're at a restaurant, I don't get it, but yeah, the whole walking, the whole opening the door, I got it. It's not difficult for us men. But yeah, when we get kind of like people or women kind of pushing back, like, why are you? I'm like, I don't know. Didn't you ever receive that in past like relationships? Maybe I'm sorry.
But I don't think you should change, Robbie, is my point.
Okay.
I think that you should push harder for your wife to appreciate why that's important and show that, I'm always going to do this. Like, that's who I am, and not let society make you a bitter bitch.
Oh yeah. Because I sometimes, I become that sometimes. And, I feel like I've improved. I try. I'm not the best guy out there. Sometimes she'll say, I don't know. She's told me I'm a good husband a couple times. But I never like to take a lot of credit because sometimes I mess up or whatever, but we come home later than I should, and all that sort of thing, or in the past. But that's when I'd bring snacks, right?
You gotta bring snacks. If
bring
you
snacks.
are coming home late, you gotta bring snacks. That is the only way through my door.
I've learned if I'm coming home late, I'm bring snacks. So
good.
I don't know. I try and be a gentleman, but I think to myself, like, how were the other, maybe your past relationships didn't do that. Maybe, and sometimes I've learned, I don't want to get too personal, but how sometimes they tell you about former relationships, and then in my head I'm like, oh yeah, they didn't treat you so well, and sometimes the current guy pays for whatever the former guy does, which kind of sucks, because I'm like, I didn't do this to you, I didn't do that to you. Why am I paying for this? For what?
But you're the man,
Mm-hmm.
so you shouldn't be worried about what that punk did, and you should only just be like, this is the way I'm treating you now, baby. So get used to it.
Exactly.
Daddy walks on this side of the street.
Hell
so step in, go
That's
close
right.
to the building, baby.
Quana has spoken.
That's how you get your powers later on. Then
That's
she's like, ooh,
oh yeah,
hi, honey.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's a good pep talk from Quana over there.
You got this. Stay on the side where the cars are going to hit you, buddy.
No,
Eventually
it's funny. And I don't know if I think Quana might have called me out on it one time, because also I think I posted a video story, and at the moment my stepson, the 8-year-old, is walking on the outer side, and then I was like, yeah, you're right. I need to be, and I tell him, even with the kid, I tell him, look, when you walk to the corner of the sidewalk, you're going to cross the street. If it's red, obviously you wait there. I tell him, step back, a foot. Don't be too close to the edge. Always look to your left and right. You never know. So many accidents happen where the cars will go over the curb and stuff like that. So, I'm trying to teach this kid, the little tidbits on how to survive.
I love that you got thrown into dad with a teenager, a 7-year-old, and now a newborn.
It's like you instantly got thrust into like all aspects of fatherhood
within a year.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's like the storyline to either a sitcom or a movie.
Oh yeah, dude! One time when my wife was working late at night, and even on Saturdays, at one point she was working on Saturdays. She'd be out for about 4 hours on Saturdays. Thankfully, this was before the baby, but she said, okay, she would call me. All right, can you take out the chicken from the freezer? Okay, just put it in some water. Okay, once you let it, kind of, defrost or whatever, put it on the frying pan. But I remember one time the smoke alarm went off. And my stepson's looking at me like, are you gonna burn the house down? And I'm like, no, shh, don't tell your mom. We're fine. And of course, when she came home, he threw me under the bus. I think it was unintentional, but he did it anyway. So now I think she tries to do most of the cooking. But I'm trying.
Bro,
Good move.
Team Quana and I rooting for Team Air Fryer. Why isn't there one in your house?
You know what?
Yeah.
We have something similar. We have one, but I don't even know how to use it. I'm gonna have to practice. I don't know how to use it.
It's the easiest thing ever. It's the most convenient thing ever, man.
But it looks like a big toaster oven. Ours, you can kind of push it down and
don't let it intimidate you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
It'll
that.
be the best thing. Yeah, trust me. Just get acquainted with it.
Yeah.
No more smoke detectors to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do. No, I will. I got to do that.
Chris, how chivalrous were you growing up?
Fairly, I think. Yeah. How chivalrous was I? Yeah, I think I was.
On a scale of
Did
1
your
to
dad
White
instill
Knight.
that?
On a scale of 1 to what? 10?
No, on a scale of 1 to White Knight, how chivalrous were you?
Oh, probably like Dark Knight. I don't know. 8 or 9, I think. Yeah.
Damn. All right.
I grew up primarily into my mom and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah,
Oh,
somewhat
they'll teach
protective.
ya.
I think it's genetic. I don't know. Partly, I think the confusion in our society now is like there are a lot of genetic things going on, a lot of cultural things going on, and they conflict with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it creates a lot of confused people.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people like take pills to try to like figure out, like even out that confusion. They take a bunch of pills and it doesn't work.
Doesn't it kind of bring it back to family though? Like me saying to Robbie, like, you have to teach your daughter that's what's right. Like then she demands it. Like it is family. It all comes back to family, all of it. Everything.
Yeah, like a lot of people teach their kids based on society. It's like, oh, you got to be careful because if you do this, they'll do that. Like, now it's like, no, if you see someone like effing with your sisters, like, you're within your rights to like take action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Now there's no rules. Like the only rule now is like stop it from happening.
Yeah, that's the best. I think that's obviously the best.
But I get
option.
But I get why when you have a society of 300 million people, you're just like, well, we can't have everybody like, like taking the law into their own hands. But it's like,
yeah.
So I get it, but it's like the bigger we get, the further away from, like nature.
But didn't we used to let people take the law into their own hands, and that's why society was more.
Yeah, but then you also have like people that take advantage of that thing in society,
Yeah.
And I think we all know that. We know that like someone will be like, well, I killed this guy because he like he wronged my woman. It's like, no, you killed him over a debt or like like a gambling, like a card game or something. But yeah, it's like then you realize like people start claiming that as unjustly,
Yeah. It sounds a lot like Batman, but I don't want to. No, I don't want to go back too much to it. But if you see someone that does something wrong, I've seen videos where someone gets their ass beat that deserves it. Okay, but then the guy that's still beating his ass is the guy's on the floor. The guy keeps on kicking him. Then he starts kicking his head, and I'm like, dude, he's out. You're gonna kill the guy now. So if that's what you want, why don't you just, get a gun and get it over with? I don't know, but it seems like that's what you want to do. Like you're taking joy out of it, and it's not taking care of. It's not justice anymore. It's more joy out of your violence and your savagery. You know what I mean? You're taking joy.
Depends on what the person did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how far are you willing to go to make sure it never happens again?
Well, it's never gonna happen with that person if you kill him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Justice.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's plenty of times where like even the government, our own government, like they put people to death and then they find out years later, oh, sorry.
yeah.
We got those DNA samples mixed up. My bad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
hey, here's $20 million for the family. Like, is that okay? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a better solution. Bust out the Necronomicon, bring him back from the dead.
I say everybody gets numchucks. Like constitutional carry of nunchucks.
Yeah.
I just came up with that right now.
Concealed carry chucks.
No, you don't need to conceal. You just carry
I
them
like
on
the
your
way you come off the cuff. That's good.
Yeah.
Nunchucks.
Constitutional carry nunchucks.
Yeah. Well, there should be training too for
and throwing stars
right?
while I'm on a roll.
By the way,
can I squeak those in while I'm on a roll?
We were speaking about throwing stars earlier, and
yeah, I remember that.
There's no big secret here. Growing up as a child, I wanted to be a ninja. Unfortunately, didn't manifest that dream. Here we are now. But I was watching some random.
I'm not even sure ninjas are real. I just want to put it out there. But
samurais. Oh no, samurais are different than
yeah.
Sorry, never mind. Go ahead.
They're mortal enemies, by the way. Anyway, I saw I don't know if it was like a reel or a clip or whatever of a metallurgist not a metallurgist, a blacksmith that he made his own throwing star. And I got to thinking, depending on like where you throw it at somebody and how it's designed, I mean, is it going to be lethal? Like it's going to hurt.
To the knee, probably not.
It's going to hurt a lot, but I mean, I don't think it's going to be, unless you get lucky and hit like the carotid artery or something, you know, but like aside from that
pressure point. Well, there's pressure points.
And I don't know. I just like the minute I started thinking about that, I kind of lost a little bit of respect for the throwing star, as shitty as that's going to sound.
I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
In your hand.
Yeah.
In your basement.
They're not for a novice though. Like the throwing star is not for Robbie to like take up. Like you're a ninja.
Whoa.
Are you calling me a novice?
I'm saying you're not
novice, please.
You don't know him.
Throwing star ninja. And if you were, please. You would never get to knee. You would go right for the carotid. It would always be straight to the carotid. I'm sorry, Robbie.
I really don't get the whole the throwing
I'll
star.
Show you.
Other than like it's cool, like have it in your hand, like you throw it at a wall.
Well, awesome. Is it though? Like when I feel like it would cut your hand, like if you were just holding it.
Something like
I don't know. Like a
yeah, like at the very tip, just whoosh.
I throw mine.
It's really awesome in your imagination.
Robbie, you don't throw them.
But they did make throwing stars that will like right before they'd hit the target, other spikes would come out.
Yeah.
I think of the movie Crawl.
I love when Joe Coy, remember when Ace used to make Joe Coy be the ninja and he would do the throwing? Those are the best. Old school Joe Coy.
Joe Coy did a lot of Asian, like, he did a lot of like Asian, Japanese accents. So it's like,
so funny.
I know he can be all indignant now, but come on.
Can I be a little sexist? For men, it's throwing star.
Did you even have to ask?
I know.
For women,
what?
For men, it's throwing star. For women, it's tossing star. You know how when they play,
underhand. Yeah.
Underhand. Yeah. So I think maybe they can be deadly.
Yours were going more towards the knees. Mine are going to the jug.
Yeah.
For us, novice.
I don't know. This is like it's been a while since I was married for the first couple years. The first kid. It's hard to relate. Anyway.
Christopher, I heard you had a joke. Country western joke or something.
That's right.
Joke.
You had a hot take on country music.
I want to hear your country western music.
Well, I was until I got together with you all. I was like, it was a tough week. It's kind of.
Oh.
upset. I was reeling.
Over
Oh,
what?
because your birthday, because 4 people wished him happy birthday.
Oh no. Well, yeah, I was wishing for 0. Yeah. It's like, I hope they'll forget. I can just have a peaceful day for once.
What?
No, I was thinking, yeah, for once. Yeah, it was a rough week because like the country music superstar Morgan Wallen, maybe you heard of him. He released some new tracks, and one of them was about something about drinking less.
Who
And
is
this-
that?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
What?
I was like,
What has come of country?
back to K-pop for me. Back to K-pop and positive messaging for me.
Is that the Korean group? K-pop?
Genre.
Yeah, K-pop.
Genre.
It's the one group.
Oh, I thought it
Out
was
of all-
a group.
No,
Out of all
no,
those,
no.
Isn't there like
out of
a
all those
group of-
people, they managed to put together one group.
called
Isn't there a
K-pop.
isn't there a group of really cute little Korean kids? There are like 5 of them or something like that.
I think there's a bunch of them. I think.
There's a
No,
bunch.
there's
Is there a
one
group
group
called
that's very
Pink
popular,
Black or
right?
something like that?
Blackpink.
Oh, see,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, it's not Blackpink. I would remember
know.
that.
It's believable. I tell you that.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, country used to be so outlaw and shit, and now it's just like sobriety's better.
Drink less.
Well, now country's like it's like more. I don't know. I like country music. I don't know. I grew up in Baltimore, so I grew up on the East Coast, where it's like there was one country music station, and you just avoid it at all costs. Well, like then I moved to Florida. It's like, oh, okay. Like, have my friends are like rednecks from the, like swamps of Florida. They listen to country music.
Floribama or whatever they call it.
Yeah. Then like I moved to Texas, and it's like, wow, like every station is country music except for one. Like just like one rap station and one like alt music station. I don't know. It's good. It's like I don't know. I think lately, like it's the only genre of music that like cares about like family or like like staying together, like family, like friends, country,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
God, patriotism, whatsoever. It's like I don't know. Is it? I said that earlier this week. Like, is there any other genre of music in the United States in the
That
top
loves Jesus
10
like that?
that like it's not even like Jesus, it's like Americana.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's holding on to something that may be difficult for some people to like understand, but like they're holding on to something that's old.
Family values.
Patriotism, like
Mhm.
yeah, like family values. Like I know that
Yeah.
that seems like family values. Now you say that in America, it's like, oh, what are you, a neo-Nazi? Like it's like
I am.
it's like care about my kids and like my like immediate family, blood related or not. Like I want them to do well. Like that a crime?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is there any other genre of music that's like really like pro family, like pro country? Like,
I'm gonna say Kid Rock.
well, he's
He's
like
country too. He falls in
he
there
kind
too.
of gets in there. Yeah, he gets in there.
Our Hose
Were
family.
you thinking? Were you thinking about Uncle Cracker? No,
I wasn't.
Bro
our host
Records.
family. I don't know. Like, it could be. Like, if you got a strong pimp hand, they're family. Rob, I'm
Thank
talking to
you.
you. I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
buddy.
Don't laugh
Nah.
at me, Manny and Quana.
Hoes are a byproduct of broken families, unfortunately. So
Families, though.
Yeah. No.
Thanks for keeping it real.
The part always lets Kylie use his car when anything's wrong with her car, and
Uh-huh.
she listens to country music. And so he got his truck back one time, and it had the country station on it. So he's like, "I'm listening to country music because it's what Kylie likes," and she said that she couldn't figure out how to work the radio. So he was
Yeah.
listening to
Yeah.
country music for a couple of weeks in his car. Just like she does listen to it, but yeah, that's
And
funny.
as my kids were getting older, as they're getting older, and there's like stuff on all the time, and I have to find something safe. It's like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like there's nothing subversive about this music. Yeah.
Except for the not drinking part.
Other than getting hammered all the time. Well, that's just a recent thing in
Okay.
country music, like trying to, like things like think about your actions, like, whatever,
Like,
going all woke,
Mhm.
thinking about the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Okay, hippies.
yeah.
Anyway, like
May
Yeah,
I
it's like-
suggest some Wesley Willis?
you can
Safe, yeah, some safe listening. You can play
Okay.
around your kid, or you know, sample some for yourself, and then let me know what you think.
any music like made like 30 years ago or 40, it was like safe, but like anything made like in the last couple of years, it's like you never know what they're trying to tell your kids to do.
Yeah.
But I like it. I don't know. It's like I think it's because it's safe. Nothing else talks about that, and it's hard to talk about it now. You know, like if you're like paying attention to the world, it's hard to talk about what it means to be patriotic or like love your country, or
Are there any country songs about Roblox?
About what?
Roblox.
Oh,
No, probably, but no.
Roblox.
Roadblocks, but not Roblox.
Roblox. Yeah.
About roadblocks.
Roadblocks when when the sheriff
like sobriety test. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah, when the sheriff when you're trying to transport the hooch and then there's a roadblock.
Yeah, it's unconstitutional. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Yeah. Just tell
Yeah, I'm
them
sure
you're a
there are.
sovereign citizen of your own sovereign state or whatever, whatever that is. Yeah.
I don't know. How do you explain like patriotism or like country or like that thing to a kid these days? You know, like Robbie, you're about to get into it. Like, what do you?
Yeah. You know what's
Especially
funny?
when like
Mhm.
what you're teaching your kids is like really like up against whatever they're learning in school.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little different here in Texas, but
You know what's funny is obviously whenever I know Guatemala because I've been there so many times. Whenever I'm there, a lot of people are so patriotic. They're patriotic, and it's not like a idolatry
and
or anything like
things
that.
aren't even
but-
going that great. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh,
but they're
yeah.
still like,
No,
they're
they're
Loving their
still
country.
Exactly. And and things are greater here in the United States, but I don't know. It's uncool to be patriotic right now. And then this is coming from me.
It's a luxury to be unpatriotic. You know?
I'm a guy. If we want to be honest, I took the citizenship naturalization test. I took it. I learned the questions. There's a joke that Chris Rock kind of tells, and he talks about how some people, just come out of their mom's pussy and then they become a citizen here in the United States. I didn't do that. For those who did, then great for you, right? Some people have to kind of go through the process and do all that stuff. So, we learned the questions. We appreciate what it is to be here. We appreciate the freedoms and all that stuff. I follow this activist who we kind of got into an argument online one time. I followed him because I'm for the people that work. Something I kind of disagree with, some people, and like Ace is, I don't mind the guys that push the hot dog, the bacon wrapped hot dogs, whatever. The eloteros, the guy that sell the corn, great, whatever.
Love them.
Yeah, on the street
Heroes.
corners, whatever. As long as it's kind of done in order and stuff like that, I'm not a big deal. But I've seen sometimes you see these videos where people kind of attack these street vendors and stuff. So I started following this activist who kind of supports that cause and kind of protects them, which is great. But then he goes off about they what freedom, the freedom of this country, land of the free, this and this and that. So, and he calls himself, I think he's like a socialist or what. I really don't know, but I'm like, dude, well, if this country is not so free as you're saying it is, well, why are we here then? Like, if there are any better countries, we can feel free to go somewhere else. How about that? So
I think that's the perfect snapshot of America these days, is that argument, because it's like, if you are all for the street vendor doing his thing and leave him alone, then you should also be for the, deregulation and like, get rid of all the health codes and all this stuff for restaurants,
Well, yeah.
or it's like, if
Yeah.
you, I feel like the people that are like really defensive of the street vendors.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not even talking about the street vendor himself because he or she is just trying to make a living, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like the people that defend them or are against them, it's like, well, if you're for them, well, what happens when the the McDonald's proprietor, the guy that owns like 30 McDonald's restaurants in your area decides that he's going to be a street vendor too. He's going to get
Yeah.
on with this action. He's going to bring his McDonald's carts, which are cheap to him because it's like, he's got 30
Sure.
locations. Like it costs nothing. Yeah, I feel like that would like kind of expose some folks, like, what their true feelings were. It's like, were they just sympathizing for the poor guy?
Mhm.
Or do they believe in do they really believe in
Elote.
do they just love elote
Yeah.
and they sympathize with the poor guy on the cart?
Yeah.
Or do they believe in deregulation? Do they believe in
What they really are is plants for big corn. That's what they are.
The big corn. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're on the take.
So let me tell you this about this activist. So one time, he put a post of this street corner that I grew up around, about maybe 5-6 blocks away, where they I don't know, I might have mentioned this on the show, but on the floor there's a lot of shampoos, soaps, toothbrushes, and stuff like that, where you'll find on some of them it will even say, if this is being sold in a place other than Walgreens, call this number. Stuff like that. Stuff clearly stolen. They're on the floor. It's a mess. This area, it was not as clean. Well, it was not as dirty as it is now. So many people, it's clogged with street vendors. Now, they used to have the flower people and the hot dog people and the fruit people find their nice little carts. But this is not it. These are the people that clearly sell the stolen things. So I responded to this post where I said, oh yeah, these are stolen goods from Walgreens, and that's not right, and that's also clogging up that area for those honest people that sell the hot dogs and the stuff that they actually make on their own. They buy the fruit, they have the this and that, and some of them even have licenses to operate on those corners with those stands. So this guy said, who's paying you? And then he called me like a Republican or something like that. Who's paying you to protect Walgreens? I'm like, huh? And I said, because I said a lot of Walgreens have closed. A lot of them have closed throughout the city and state and country, I'm sure. And he goes, who's paying you to protect all these Walgreens? I'm like, dude, old people depend on some of these Walgreens for their medications. I know my dad does, actually. He gets them right away and he goes them up and done. Lot of jobs. Do we want to see more closed? Are you really protecting these people that ransack these stores? And it's just, oh man, annoying. But I still follow the guy because I hate watch him.
Right.
It's just annoying. Like you're really telling me that I'm protecting this. I'm protecting. I'm not protecting anybody. First of all, I'm giving my opinion. I'm just giving my opinion how I think it's wrong for these people to go in there. Okay, they're going to close the Walgreens. And what about your cousin or my cousin or my brother, or whatever that worked there? The people that wanted to their pharmacy. Now they got to go somewhere else farther. It's a whole bunch of hypocrites. So I don't know. It pisses me off.
Well, they also wonder why there are not factories coming to their town to open up factories for like hardworking people,
Yeah.
Oh, it's because you're ransacking CVS's, and that just doesn't really scream open factory in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I think these people are also like acting out on some primal human instincts where they feel like something's not right here. I'm not saying right or wrong. It's like they feel like, oh, that's weird. This company can just exist and like sell products and have thousands of locations across the United States. And like, we can burn 10 of them down and nothing happens. Like they don't care because they've got insurance and like, they just seem to not really they just seem to be kind of inoculated to like any kind of like bad stuff happening, like they just close that CVS and like get on about their business, and like the stock price is solid and everybody's happy. And like CVS, like people at CVS, they close like 10 locations in Baltimore City where there's a riots, and like no one that works for a CVS corporate's like feeling anything about that. They just close those locations down. The local people don't get stuff.
And the people that work there, I mean, they go find
Yeah, the
another
local people
job
that
where
don't,
they
that,
aren't appreciated.
yeah, the
and-
local people that worked at CVS and had good benefits, at least, like, well, you're out of luck. You can go to work at the AM PM market and get no benefits. And
You're assuming that they had benefits at CVS, because probably they don't. These big
Well-
corporations now, they hire people and they only let them work like 18 hours a week, and then they don't have to offer them benefits. They put them at the very like 1 hour shy of what they would get for benefits.
Yeah.
It's just how it works. There's nobody getting benefits from their company anymore. Unless you're like, I don't know, it's just not.
yes, I mean, they're
like.
like, yeah, because those are the people that are like, when they see on the news that there might be riots coming, they're just like, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like,
as they
you
should.
can have this damn CVS.
Yes, they should. They would do
Like,
the same. I mean, CVS wouldn't care if something happened to you. They always say, like, if you die, your company's they're gonna replace you. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's weird, is at the same time, it's like a real, it's easy to say like all these criminals, like it's like, well, man, it's like there's a reason like these CVSs are so insuranced up, like have all these things in place that make it impossible for them to fail. So they can allow people to like come in and just rob them blind and just be like, yeah, well, yeah. We'll just charge more people we'll charge people more everywhere else, and like, oh well. And we can get away with it because there's only CVS and Walgreens, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulations.
And then in 2 years, we'll blame it on inflation.
You've
So there you
elected
go.
a bunch of people that made it possible for there to be like 2, 3, 4 drugstores all across America that, like dictate how things work.
I remember
Mhm.
when I was getting prescriptions, those pharmacies would be like, "Oh, we can't give this to you." I'd be like, "Well, wait, like this is the prescription. Like my doctor wrote this." And they're like, "Well, that's too many." Like, how? Wait, what? Like my
Yeah.
doctor wrote this prescription.
How
Like,
exact? How
I'm
are you
sorry, what?
overriding the doctor?
What is happening? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably
You
all
have to
those
get in a fight every
crystals,
single month.
all those crystals you had in your hair.
That was before my crystals. That was when I
Oh,
was
okay.
solely on Big Pharma's dime, fighting with the pharmacist every
Well, you
single
get to
month.
like a point with Big Pharma where like you got a little too much Big Pharma. What's up?
Yeah, they were giving way too much Big Pharma. Way too much.
But I don't know, like, what do you tell your kids about this country? Like where things are going? My son asked me like, what's going on with the war in Ukraine? Like, who's winning? I'm like, oh, boy.
Son, we're all losing.
I don't even know what to tell you. Like, there used to be a time where I'd be like, well, those were our troops there, son. Like
I know.
on the planes, they're doing these things. They're like, there's something like bravery. There's something to like feel about. Now it's like, oh,
Pride.
it's like, look at our American dollars at work, son. Look at that missile that like, look at that street light that our dollars paid to keep on. Cause it's like, we're just sending money there. How do you explain a proxy war to children?
I don't think you
I don't know.
can.
That's a good chill this book. My first proxy war.
Oh my god.
The
But
ins
my
and
son,
outs
he'll say stuff like, I'll say like, yeah, well, we're not really there fighting, but we're just paying for everything. He's like, really? And they start to think of things in their own head. Like, what if I was in a fight with my friend?
Who could I
And-
pay?
and
Who
then
could I
another-
outsource this to?
And then another friend showed up and like was just like paying for my friend, like all this, my enemy stuff. But he wasn't really in the fight. He was
Yeah.
paying for everything. Like,
It's like,
How
hey,
would you
what gives,
feel?
man?
like kids know, they're like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I think that you're actually in a fight with like everybody's in a fight. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. It's weird.
I'm so sorry you guys are raising kids right now. It's so hard. I can't even imagine. I honestly can't imagine. I feel like my kids they were alive before the internet, and then the internet came as they were growing.
Yeah, your
I
kids are
can't
only
even imagine.
your kids are out there in the workforce. They're only paying for like the first and second Iraq wars. Like my kids,
Right.
they're not even working yet. You know,
Yeah.
when they get working age and start paying taxes, they'll be paying for our war in Ukraine, like all the money we're borrowing.
Yeah. They'll pay
Ah.
the corona
Yeah,
money.
they'll be paying. Yeah, when my son is like 25, he'll be paying like, I don't know. He'll be
Wait.
that
I'm
first
sorry to
wave.
cut you off, but you're being hopeful here. Like they're just paying. They're not even like, they're not even paying down the interest, man. So
Yeah,
let's
you're
just.
right. Yeah.
You're right. You're
We're
right.
pretending like they're actually paying
I'm
something.
not
Like
paid off.
when my kid's like
You're
20,
right.
when my kid's 25, he'll
he
still
hasn't
be
paid shit.
paying. He'll be paying for like the time off
Yeah.
that his teacher got during the lockdown. Like, I bet that's something like, because like, when you're like an individual, like, and you pay your debts, like, you know exactly what you're paying for. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we need to show your kid, like, oh yeah, well, you're 32 years old.
Yeah.
You
Why
worked.
do we listen to somebody who's so in debt? Like our country is so in debt, and we're just like, oh, we're like they're so in debt. Like
something
what?
doesn't make sense. Yeah, something doesn't.
Not adding up.
Everything makes more sense if you think that there's something else is running us. Like something.
Like
I always
if we
joke about
are
it's like an
living in a-
alien. I always joke about like we have to attribute these things to aliens and other countries, but it's like no, it's just us. It's your neighbor. It's your
Mhm.
neighbor that running for school council or like city council or mayor. Or
One of my
whatever.
neighbors is in Congress. She started as city council. I used to walk neighborhoods with her. I held a fundraiser for her, and now she's like in Congress. Like she literally did it. One of my neighbors, and she's not on the right side of all of the things.
We hope
That
that yeah,
sucks.
we hope that like people like, I think the illusion maybe is like grassroots mom or dad wants to make a difference on their local school board,
Mhm.
right? And
Yeah.
they do that, and they have a regular job, you know, they don't do this for the money, you know, or the approval. They do it because of what's right for the kids. And then it's like, well, then they kind of start doing it for the approval. And like, oh, this is
Yeah.
like, oh man, this
I never felt this before.
This thing I had like 1,000 like hearts on Facebook, and this one had 1,000 angry faces. Oh, it's just hard. That's like, it's the human condition. You start out like really innocent, altruistic, and then like, man, the bigger it gets, the harder it becomes to stay true,
Yeah.
or not even stay true, because that like, the harder it becomes to think about like what you got in it for.
You lose yourself. Yeah.
I think it's been more and more confusing too as of late. Like I just think that like, and maybe it's my own personal opinion of her, like how can you be supportive of these things that maybe you know aren't right or wrong? You know what I mean? So knowing her as an individual, like seeing her take sides on vaccines and
People
children
start-
and mandates and things like that. It's like sad.
People very quickly, they'll accept this, and the ends justify the means.
Yeah.
And you can't say
Right.
that's wrong. It's
No.
case by case. Like there's certain cases where you're like, the ends justify the means. Oh, absolutely. And there's other cases where it's like, no, they don't. So everything
Yeah.
comes down to a judgment call, and everything comes down to like an ever evolving like mixture of what like voters and, you know, like ambitious politicians think.
Well, in her defense, she just got voted in. So I mean, I know for like the community, like all of the things that she did when she was vice mayor and all those things, like she did fine for our individual community. So we'll see how she does now that she's.
I don't even think this is new. Like you go back 500 years ago when people like first were realizing their right to you know, autonomy and like voting. It's like people would, as soon as someone got like power as like, oh, well, I got elected as the chief sheep herder, you know, like all of a sudden the chief sheep herder gets, you know, he decides who's on the sheep herding council, you know, and all of a sudden the sheep herder, this gets harder to say as the night goes on, and like all his buddies on the council get like the prime grazing lands. Oh, how's that happen?
Right.
And it's like, well, then the guys that are on the council are like, well, this is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, you don't pay me anything, so I should use my position to take advantage. And like, that's just how it works. So like a congresswoman gets in the office and they're like, you care a lot about, like child human trafficking? They're like, yes, I do. Like, well, okay, well, if you sign this bill over here that sends $100 billion to Ukraine, then I think we can consider, like taking action on human trafficking. But only if you approve this, massive, yeah, it's sick.
Way to twist my arm.
It is. It's so sick.
But I don't think it's new. I think it's been happening since, like I said, like
It's all this
Thousand-
time.
Washington's
1,000 years
wooden
ago, it's
teeth.
just like sheep herders and like, yeah.
Lies.
You get to hire the guy that like goes out and captures the foxes and the coyotes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hire the good ones. You hire the good ones that cover your land, and you hire the bad ones that cover your enemy's land. And the guy that didn't like you or didn't vote for you at the sheep council herd meeting, whatever.
You know, it might have been
None of
harder
this
back
is
then.
none of this is new. Like none of this is new. Like humans have always
It's
been the
not.
same. Like humans get a little power and they're just like, ooh, I
Like
deserve
whatever this
something.
is.
I deserve I deserve something.
You're right. Robbie, you're glowing. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I am.
He still has that new dad glow. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
Exactly.
You got 4 more days of Black History Month.
Yeah, yes. I don't know
What to do with
theme-
yourself?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
2 school days. 2 school days. You should be fine.
Yeah. Well,
Fireworks
at least
show
he knows
soon.
the Canyon colors, so that's good. That's going to be very useful to him in the future.
Is Old Navy
maybe
still
one
selling
day.
the flag shirts on 4th of July? Because if so, you should invest.
Yeah, I'll go to Old Navy,
Yeah.
get him a USA
Yeah,
flag.
you need to go to Old
shirt.
Navy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in like not in San Francisco though.
Yeah, don't go to that Old Navy.
Yeah,
You gotta go to like
You know, and have Christopher send you one.
yeah. There you go. Made
from
in
his Old
Texas.
Navy. Send him the
Yeah.
sizes. He'll send you one.
Hopefully by the end of this summer, I'll teach him the red, white, and the blue.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Starts at home. It really does.
I even think in Texas, I don't think they ingrain that into kids as much as they did when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Even in Texas, yeah.
it's not even that far back, Christopher, because my kids are my daughter graduated in 2014. Like it's not that far back. And those were things my kids pledged allegiance to the flag every morning.
Yeah.
The United States of America. They did it. So
Same.
I mean, it's just in the past maybe 5 to 8 years, right? Like it's been weird. Things got weird.
Well,
it was
as I say,
President Trump. Everything got weird when Trump. I'm trying to figure out like when. Yeah, that's when it happened. Like everybody got weird.
I think
Don't
it
you
got
think?
weird a little bit earlier because that's why Trump got elected, because it should have gotten so weird for like 4 to 8 years before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the double?
Because
Black
Trump was like was totally a response to Obama. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
like, I think Obama, like if he can't sleep at night, he's thinking like, oh man, I took it too far. Yeah, I was like a little bit too arrogant, and guess what happened? I got this fucking, this reality TV nut job, and he just erased my legacy.
Mhm. Well,
And then
yeah.
Joe came in to finish it off for him.
In 4 years, he came in. He was just like, Obamacare, no more.
Yeah. Not just him. Well, not
He
just
he unwound everything.
yeah. Well, kind of like Bill Burr said in one of his jokes. He goes, I'm sick of Obama's wife. And and then he started talking about the wives, the first ladies, how they chime in. But I will say this about her. One thing I don't agree of what she said one time was, I guess when he was a candidate, she goes, for the first time in my American life, I'm proud of my country. I remember those words. And I'm like, really? Like this for the first time? Why? Because your husband's running for president. That's what makes you
Well,
proud
it
of your
wasn't.
country.
It wasn't the time where she got to go to law school at an Ivy League college.
Yeah.
I mean, she was very
Right.
privileged. It's like, all right, come on.
Make it
But-
make sense.
It's like she didn't mean that. It's a totally phony thing to say. It's like, if you're gonna be phony, at least be patriotic phony. Like that's what worries me, is that like the
Yeah.
phoniness is like,
Yeah.
they don't believe in anything, but the show that they choose to put on is like
Mm,
anti us,
yeah.
They don't believe in any of it.
Yeah.
They don't believe in trans stuff. They don't
believe in the devil.
Christianity. They believe in themselves and the devil. Yeah, like, but the show they put on is like, just, man, they just choose wrong. It's weird.
Yeah.
Time again.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, well, we covered a lot of stuff.
Guys.
We covered a lot of ground that I wasn't sure we'd talk about, but we're
It was
done
a
with
good-
you. There's no more UFOs this week. No more, like
For
top
now.
explosions.
Thank God.
No more
Yeah.
hobby balloons attacking Minnesota.
I guess when we
Attacking-
all get hit with the acid rain, we'll just
Yeah.
deal with it as it comes down.
I mean, this might be part of it right now that we're getting hit with it. You never know.
We're already
All
we're
of my
already,
stuff is
adjusting.
going over.
we're already adjusting our DNA to acid rain. We're adapting
Oh,
already.
good. Good. Good.
Yeah, there hasn't been that many crazy things this week. It's been like it's like a coming down from UFOs and alien attacks. Like, it's been like
I
a
had to
week
take a
off.
step back. I had to take a step back. I went a little dark and then I bought a bird. So here we are.
Yeah, if you want to
Beautiful
look,
bird, yeah.
I will take Candy Rain by Soul for Real. Remember the 90s R&B pop group Soul for Real? Candy Rain over Acid Rain any day of the week. Remember
Probably.
that song? Yeah. Yeah. Look it up, guys.
When Christopher and I were kids, though, acid rain was a thing, right? Like they were talking about acid rain, like that was one of the things that was scary when we were kids.
They would talk about it, but I lived in Baltimore, so I lived in a city where they would just talk about acid rain, but not on us. Like it was like it's gonna happen
Okay.
on crops or something. I don't know. Like, they've been adjusting their propaganda game for a long time. I'm not even sure if acid rain, like, I mean, are there minerals in water that are acidic? Yes. I don't know. I'm like they've been trying to scare me with acid rains for like 40 years. So it's like,
Yeah.
That's what I keep thinking. Is it
I've
like
yet to be
stop being
burned by
scared to
rain.
go outside? I was out
Yeah.
yesterday and I was like, was that a drop in my eyeball?
no, I mean,
I was
I
so
like,
worried about it.
I still let rain hit me sometimes on the bare skin. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
You are.
Maybe I'm
Living on
like
the
Charles Bronson of the Death Wish, but I still do it. I still go outside without an umbrella.
So brave. So brave.
I don't know. I think that's I'm sure there's something different in the water, in the rain. I'm sure that rain drops are different than what they were 100 or 200 or 1,000 years ago. But
You're right. They're much more misogynistic now.
one can only hope. One can only hope. I mean, no, yeah, I don't know.
I think that's a good note to end on.
Down with the patriarchy of
What's
acid
up?
rain.
Wait, it's about time. Long time coming. Acid rain patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Manny, what do you
Yes.
gotta do? Got to get it on.
Yeah. I mean,
acid
we
rain
have no
is some
choice
bull-
but to get it on.
Acid rain is some bullshit. let's just say it right there. All right.
Get it
I
on,
mean,
guys.
Get. I mean, come on.
All right.
Get it on.
That's a
Get
good.
it on. Get it on.
Get it on.
Get it
Don't
on,
get acid
everybody.
rain on you.
Get it off. And that is
Yeah.
Get it on, guys. Get it on. Get it on.
Get it on. Get it off. Get it on.
See you
I'm
next
angry. I'm angry about this trickery.
Acid rain. The acid rain trickery.
By the way, Acid Rain is going to be the follow-up to Chocolate Rain by Tay Zonday.
Oh
Keep an eye
yeah.
out for that.
Monsanto probably has seeds that are like, we love acid rain. Like acid rain, like
Oh
sets these corn seeds off, man. Like
It's Little Shop
made
of
us-
Horrors on a massive scale.
we made a strain of soybean that like gets jiggy
My
with
brain
acid
is
rain.
not prepared for that.
We're gonna be eaten by a horde of marauding plants.
What if we can't eat?
Oh man.
Well,
I just hope
whatever.
these crickets adapt so I can eat them in the future. Me and my kids sit around the fire and
Yeah.
roast cricket
say-
marshmallows with cricket
Crickets are good.
s'mores,
Yeah.
cricket
Crunchy.
graham crackers, and cricket chocolate and cricket marshmallow
Yeah.
on the fire of crickets.
Yum.
We will eat
Unreal
bugs and
works.
we will be happy. All right, y'all. I gotta wake up early for work tomorrow. So
All right, man. Take care.
later.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Family of 3, Monkey's uncle, everybody. Quana, Chris, Manny, everybody. I gotta go too.
You done with talking about crickets? All right, fine. Fine.
All right. See you guys.
We'll continue
Everybody.
the cricket acid rain talk.
Yeah, I got you, Chris. I got you, Chris. I got at least 15 more minutes of cricket talk.
One of the
Yeah.
best things in the last 20 years, like every time there's an emergency and like food shortage and there's like no eggs, no bacon, no beef, no meat, like there's like Beyond Meat on the shelf still. It warms my heart that people would rather their kids starve than feed them fake meat.
I don't think we've actually seen it, and I think it's coming. So, to everybody, learn how to grow a potato, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But
Myself
no, I'm serious,
included.
like,
I'm
the-
ready. I already
I'm not
told
even
ya.
like you see those pictures. That's real. Like you go to the grocery store when there's like a run on stuff, toilet paper, or whatever, and there's Beyond Meat is just all sitting there. No one wants that
gross.
shit. No one wants that shit.
It's so
So then I wonder, why does it exist? Like, why do
people
stop?
eat it. I know people that eat it and they think it's great. They're like, it's so sad. I don't understand. I don't
They're
understand
liars
how
and
they
you should
talk people
cut 'em-
into it.
Cut them out of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's
I mean, they
gross.
put it at Burger King. They're like, oh, you can just go and get a Beyond Burger. Like, why? I mean, first of all, you shouldn't go to Burger King, period. But if
Right.
you're
You're
gonna
going
go
to
to Burger
Burger
King, get a
King-
Whopper Junior with bacon.
Really?
Like, what the fuck is your problem?
Why do you hate? You should be like, why do you hate yourself so much?
You know what? That is
You
my
hate-
question.
You hate
Internally, that is
yourself
my
so
question.
much that you go to Burger King and you don't even get a Whopper.
You get a bug burger that has fake blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What did your parents do to
Weirdo.
you? What, like, I want to know what shows they were watching. Like, what, like, what caused them to have such low self-esteem, such like hatred for themselves?
Guys, I gotta go. The
Oh
wife
yeah, I
is
thought you
We
were
already
Yeah.
wrapped, buddy.
yeah,
I-
dude.
At least I get it on.
All right.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
producer's on it.
All right. See you guys. I gotta
All
go.
right. Take
Okay.
care, brother.
You too.
What are we gonna do, Christopher? They're too young. They don't understand.
I don't
We're
know.
all fucked. We're fucked.
They're gonna be eating raw cricket meat within 6 months.
Of course. I'm gonna find a site and then
It's just like-
telling
it's
you
just
right
a
now.
It starts as a joke, though. It starts as a joke. At this point, cricket meat is still a joke, but man,
It's not
Like,
though. I don't
there
think
are
it's
people-
going to be.
there are a lot
I
of
know
people
it's so
working on this.
crazy. They've been talking. Yeah, Bill Gates is producing fake eggs. He's making fake
Yeah,
eggs.
Yeah, that's
So when
not
my
right.
computer dies, don't think I got mad at you and I just left. But I'm just telling you that we're fucked.
Yeah, I guess there's just like it's like the children of the 80s. So it's like everything can be synthesized, like music, the horns, pianos.
Do you think they're falling for it though? Like they can? Like it's just or do you I know we didn't touch on it tonight, but I just feel like there are two different streams of information that people are getting. Like some people are getting that shit's way scary.
I
and
think
other
when we
people-
say things like, are people falling for it? Well, that's what you and I would have to do, fall for something like that. But like maybe the majority of people are just like, there's no falling for it. They're just like, please give me cricket meat. please give me something that is like something that is predictable, affordable, consistent, always
Yeah.
there. Like people are like always screaming out for, give me something that is always there, looks the same, is affordable.
But it doesn't look the same. It's crickets. Like the same would be
Well, that's why they make
affordable
it into like
chicken.
they make like Beyond Meat into circles for some reason. Like,
Yeah. To make it like a patty, like a burger.
Yeah.
Ugh, so gross.
because people will they realize that people will go to the grocery store and just like, if it looks like that and it's the same price as that and it feels like that and it tastes like that
I mean,
and
I
it's the
feel like a
same
lot of it
consistency.
has to be price at some point, right? Like people are going to have to shop by what they can afford. I feel like that is going to be the next step of it. As egg prices jump up and meat prices jump up.
I think it'll never be one thing. It'll be like a combination of like real meat is getting expensive and the fake meat is getting like looking looking like more real meat, like is staying at the same price. This thing over here is going up in price and it's like fluctuating, and this thing is always the same price and looks the same. And
They make it so flashy too. Like the Beyond Burger packaging is like, it's like late night. You know what I mean? Like they even like the packaging has a little bit of neon on it. Like it's like
well, we say this as like as if it's something new, but right, like we don't like we go to we don't eat the same stuff we ate that our parents ate it 40 years ago at the grocery store, because everything is like more colorful and like got starburst price signs. And it's not like
yeah,
our parents weren't into weren't tricked into eating other stuff either. So
yeah.
I
Well,
don't know.
yeah. Maybe not your Korean dad and my crazy hippie mom, but yeah.
Just no bugs.
No bugs. No, a lot of beans.
But I think
A
like
lot of weird meat, but
if you Google it or if you read the news, like in other countries, they're starting to pass laws where they can put a little, put a little more insect meat in there.
gross.
Yep. Or like you hear the story starting out like, well, when they test coffee, like when
Roaches.
they'll find like like 1% roach.
No, there's a considerable amount of
Yeah,
roaches, or an acceptable, not
yeah, and the
considerable, but an
US
acceptable.
yeah, the USDA will be like, well, 3% roach is okay in your coffee.
I've been screaming for years that the USDA does not give a fuck about you guys. Like none of it. I mean, your drugs and your food should be separated. At the very least, your drugs and food should be separated. It should not be the same.
What if the United States government had a USDA and FDA and all these things that created these like super dumbed down safety systems, right? That really aren't that safe, but they kind of just create the bare minimum standards. And then individual people in small communities use their own judgment and buy locally, which they've never been prohibited from doing, but they don't, they don't, because they're like, I'm going to go to the grocery store because everything's super cheap and
But
really
that's what people like
fast.
us should speak about it. They should speak about
Yeah.
buying locally. They should speak about finding eggs from their local people, or meat or chickens or whatever. You know what I mean? Like we should speak about those things.
I hope. Yeah, you're right. We should talk about that more. And I hope that maybe like as like eggs get to be $7 for,
There are
18 eggs or whatever.
Mine were $9.99 for 12.
Yeah, people like
yesterday.
I like that because I think like when oil gets really expensive, if gas is $10 a gallon, like guarantee you, like electric car companies or like what car companies or alternative fuel like go crazy. They love that because they know they can just charge if their vehicle only costs $8, like whatever.
But don't you think that the gas goes up so that those companies, so that an electric car looks a little bit more like, oh, I wish I had one of those. Like, how
I'm
do
saying like
gas?
if you're unhappy, if like $10 eggs at Kroger suck, well then go like get $8 eggs locally. Like that's still really expensive compared to what it was 2 years ago, but at least it's local. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying that like you can have like big government laws, right? And not lean on them and still decide like, oh no, locally we can do better. Like we
Yeah.
can, like I can do better. Yep. I know these laws make it so that all eggs like you can buy in a grocery store are safe and are standardized, but I can also go and buy eggs like locally and go to a farmer's market, like buy grass-fed beef that doesn't go through like was never on a tractor trailer. I was like, I don't know. It's like I hope that like these times make people think a little outside the box and think like
I hope they do too.
yeah, if
I
if
really
things are
do.
really expensive at the grocery store, then maybe go to the farmer's market. But then like
Yes.
the people at the farmer's market they're tuned into society. They have the internet.
Well, their costs are going up. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just all of it. Like everybody's costs are going up. But you're right. I mean, instead of paying $11 at the grocery, maybe you can pay $8 from a local vendor. Like I'm also guilty of that. Like I should be looking into locally sourced eggs
But that's
instead of
food. That's food. What about like toilet paper? Like you can't get there's no local
yeah,
farmer,
no, we're
that's
screwed.
like
Yeah.
making toilet paper.
No,
Like you're
I mean, I
you're
don't
dependent
know.
on
I feel
Scott
like
Paper Towel Company or whatever.
they gave us like a little taste of it with the toilet paper shortage, but I just feel like I don't even feel like the people that have been talking about these things, like a little by little, they all keep coming true. And at some point, maybe it will be that our government can't, you know, take care of all of these things
Yeah, I
for
would
a lot of
like
the
I think it's a
people.
really good thing when people like it's really harsh, it's really ugly, but when societies like large groups of humans realize like, oh, this government thing is not going to take care of me, and they decide to take care of themselves, like things kind of right
Yeah,
themselves. It's not good, but
it's
people
happening.
realize, like
It's
that
literally happening.
what they need and they don't need. There was a short period during COVID lockdowns where minimalism was becoming something.
Mhm.
Like there's like a 2-week period where that was like every article.
Right. No,
Because
I mean,
people were
I've
taking
noticed
a
that I've,
second look at like what do they need like in this world, because
yeah,
they've all of a sudden they're not driving to work every day, or they're working from home, and they're like kind of like turning everything upside down to figure out if they need it or not.
yeah.
But then it's like we got the vaccine, so it's like everybody go back to everybody just go back to normal.
Yeah.
Go
Mm.
back to buying stuff, and don't worry
Yeah,
about
it's the
don't worry
buying
about like
stuff. It's just like you
healthiness or
said,
like
it's always just like the stuff that we're buying. It's always just stuff, 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 stuff. And I'm guilty. I mean, I got an Amazon package during the middle of our happy hour. All right.
stuff.
Well,
Yeah. All right. We'll see
good
you next
night,
week.
Christopher. Happy
Yeah, you too.
birthday.
Thank you very much.
Oh, all right. Bye.
Cheers, everybody.